The regulated market does not simply get to assume all cannabis sales just because it wants to. I think this is coming to a head in a place like California, where you have such a burdensome tax structure that all of the advantages associated with a licensed marketplace are lost on the consumer. Why would they continue to go to a recreational cannabis shop when cheaper material that's a higher quality, that's been more recently produced, is the flower that they're buying? They've priced themselves out of the game. And they've built such a burdensome regulatory package that high quality material just simply doesn't make it to the shelf. If you are a cannabis smoker in California, there's about a 50% likelihood that you'll procure your cannabis material from the regulated market, and about a 50% likelihood that you'll procure it from something that is not licensed. The market is split between legacy and regulated, and consumers are choosing legacy products over the newly regulated products. That means that we failed to create a market that could compete. Stop perceiving these as a paradigm shift, where now we have cannabis regulation when we had a complete absence of cannabis regulation in the past. When in fact, we're barely marching up a gradient scale toward improvement. The war on drugs was a terrible policy. It didn't work for the police, it didn't work for consumers, it didn't work for the distributors and producers of these materials. It cost millions, if not billions and billions of dollars to try to enforce these things with no notable outcome on the consumption or distribution of these materials. The regulated market is an attempt to prevent this system of enforcement where people are just simply being thrown in jail for the consumption of a material, but its tax burdens and its regulatory requirements for participation are so high, so expensive, and so cumbersome that they don't have the mechanisms to actually produce and distribute high-quality cannabis material to consumers. And this is something that we have to keep in mind when writing new cannabis regulations, is that the point is to create a competitive marketplace with high-quality goods. Because if you do not have high-quality goods at a great price, you will not take over and replace the black market that currently exists.